What is up, ladies? How are you? End of month, guys. Who's working? I'm in my pajamas. I did my makeup today because I did my live, got my nails done. I was productive today. I need to sit down and write my speech a little bit more, but I need a freaking break. I need a break. So make sure I'm in the right group. I mean, I could do this training on my wall too and it would be the same. I am sure somebody will jump on. I'm going to start because, again, most of you are going to watch the replay. I know my elite leaders have been waiting for this training. So I'll just give you the premise of what this is and why it's going to be so important to start your by January, I mean September, super strong. So at convention, they had a 2.5 hour session with a guy named Eric Worre. If you don't know who Eric Worre is, you can get off this live after and set up yourself and go figure out who Eric Worre is because he's amazing. The 2.5 hours, I mean, I went to all my convention classes and the only notes I took were at Eric Worre. So I'm going to say, like, the stuff that came out of that Eric Worre session was game changing. If you are looking to promote this fall, you will want to listen to this. You will want to take a few notes. I took notes and I'm going to have to remember kind of what he was talking about. Some of the stuff I remember, I just read through them. Some of the stuff I don't, but I can definitely elaborate on what he was probably getting at. But it was so much new content and it was so refreshing for myself and all the leaders in that room to be able to get really good content from, you know, an influencer. Like, he has been in the game for a long time. He's one of the richest network marketers in the world. He did an amazing speech at the breakout session, like the big session, but this was 2.5 hours and I sat there engaged and my ADHD has got me like this. So hello everybody. Hi Maria and Kim. I saw you said hi. Okay. So Eric Worre. And you may want to grab a pen and paper, and if you're watching the replay, then you may want to grab a pen and paper. So Eric Worre trained us on leadership, what the important thing is about leadership. And it's a really good topic for me right now because I'm writing a speech on leadership. So it's actually really good for me to kind of look these notes over and see if there's something I want to add into my own personal take on it. But he said to be an influencer, okay? And I posted something the other day that just kind of came to mind while I was in my 90-day slay chat. And I was like, you know what? Like, to be an influencer is really easy. You just come on here and you be yourself. That's what influences people. If you come on here and you're not yourself, that's not an influencer. An influencer is just someone who comes on here consistently and be himself. That's all an influencer is in my mind. He says an influencer are people who take action. I am taking action. I am taking action with all the girls that decided to step up on August 20th. Don't forget, I will always remember that date because it was the date of our launch for our mascaras. We stepped up on August 20th and we started our 90-day slay. But the thing about the 90-day slay is you can start it any freaking day. You could start it after this live because it's something that is ongoing. What it is it gives you the first thing that he said was to take action. I am taking action every day. I am being consistent on my main wall, my VIP group, my Instagram account, and my business page, and my main page all the time, and my training page. Like, I have more pages that I need to be on. By being consistent with my lives. I've gone live every single day, some days twice, like today. I'm being consistent with my messenger, following up, wishing people happy birthday, making sure that I am staying connected and building relationships. That is what the 90 slay is about. 90-day slay is going to keep you consistent. If you're scared of the 90-day slay, then you're scared of this business because I'm telling you, that is going to build your business. If you keep telling me that you want pink status, which I'm going to talk about, or you want even yellow, or you want blue, or you want green, you don't want that until you're doing the 90-day slay, in my opinion, because you can't be doing the things without keeping yourself accountable and being consistent. That's what you need to be doing. So his things were influencer. They take action. They're problem solvers, okay? Like big kerfuffle today. The collection for skincare when you can't order it. And yeah, it really sucks. I totally get that. But I'm a problem solver. So unfortunately, you know, if you have customers waiting till the last day of the month, and this is the only day it's ever been on inorderable for 5 months, well, why are you waiting till today? Why were you not telling that person, get this sooner than later? Because when stuff's on back order, when we have stuff on back order, as a problem solver, I know that if it's on back order, it's likely going to go on to sold out order and you can't order it. So why are you complaining about it on the last day of the month? Go get it sooner. Get your customers, let them know, give them the heads up. Like, look, girl, that's awesome. This face cream is been on back order for 2 months now. And when back orders happen, it's because they have stock coming in. Eventually that stock coming in is going to run out. So you need to tell your customer, like, look, get it sooner than later, because if it sells out, you're out of luck. So of course they took it off. You can't order anything. I need some water. Independence. Oh my God, please learn some independence, okay? I love that. So we're talking about influencers. So they take action. Influencers take action. They figure it out. They are problem solvers. Again, they figure it out. They're independent. Again, they figure it out. So they are figuring out what needs to get done. You have to create independence with girls on your team. Am I going to answer every single question? He says no. I'm still like, it's the teacher in me that I have to be like, I feel like I have to answer every question because that's what I get paid to do all day long. And you guys think you have dumb questions? Well, let me tell you, I get lots of questions every single day that I answer. So I'm used to it. But for the average person who's not a teacher, you don't need to answer every single question. The one cool thing, and I'm kind of like going, as I'm talking about it, I'm actually remembering a lot more of his talk, but I remember the one thing he said to me in that, and to me, and to the room of people, was that if you leave that question sitting there in your inbox for 1 hour, don't answer it, and I can guarantee your runners will figure out the answer. They will find the answer before you can even get back to them. That's the beauty of this business. You don't need to be attached to your phone. You need to be present with your family, then you're present with your family. I was with my girlfriends last night at a pool party. Well, I didn't swim it. I was out with my girlfriends last night, and then, another friend called me and she was going through some stuff. There was no checking my messages. There was no checking anything. And guess what? Everybody lived. Everybody was okay. We were all good. I got back to my messages later that night. Nobody died. Everybody got their makeup. Everybody got their answers. It's okay. So I loved that. You are teaching independence when you're not constantly giving them the answers every 2 seconds. And I really took that piece of advice from Eric Worre. Create activity and action. Hello, 90 Day Slay, activity, action. I have created the entire thing for you. Yet people still don't want to jump on board because I guess they don't want to make money and I guess they don't want to push forward. That's my take on it. The 90 Day Slay, I know what to do every day. I know what to do because I've been doing this business every day consistently for 4 years. But I still needed the accountability. I still needed to check off those boxes. Because yeah, one of my things that I know I'm bad at is following up with customers. I just assume they're going to get back to me. Horrible idea to do that because you know how many sales I've made in the last, 11 days because of the 90 Day Slay following up with people? You have to follow up. And that's one of the things that's my default for me. That might not be a default for you. Maybe you're an awesome person at following up with your customers. I suck at it. So I needed this 90 Day Slay to keep me accountable. I needed to be accountable at being consistent, posting on all my platforms. It's hard, Instagram, business page, VIP, It's okay though, because really posting is easy. Posting is your advertising. It is not your sales. It's being consistent on your wall so that people know that you're there, know that you're around. If you're not consistent every day posting on your wall, you're not working. Excuse me. Okay, so influencer. I love those 4 things. Again, they take action. They're a problem solver. They're independent. You need to be independent in this business. Your upline has nothing to do with how successful you are. I have nothing to do. Any single one of you on this, you're all in my downline. It doesn't mean I don't love you with my entire heart, but it does mean that I have nothing to do with your success. I did not build this business to black status without my team. So don't get me wrong. That's why I do trainings. That's why I help people, because I want to see you succeed. But I did not do this because of my upline. I did this because I learned and I trained and I showed other girls how to take action. I showed other girls how to be problem solvers. I showed other girls how to be independent, and I showed other girls to create activity and action. And those girls taught their teams the same thing, and it trickles down. It's always about your downline, not your upline. I am not the person that is going to take your hand and say, okay, did you do your 90-day slay today? I don't have time for that. If you don't want to do your 90-day slay and grow your business, then don't do it. I don't care. It's not affecting me. I'm out sponsoring because I know that the only way to make money in this business is to build wide. Okay, so you need to build wide and then teach those girls how to build deep. That's how you build this business. It's a simple formula. Nothing has changed since I was a white status presenter on day one. Nothing about this business has changed except we got more money and bonuses this month that are blowing my mind. And why more girls are not taking advantage, I have no idea. Like, selling 500 has always been a non-negotiable in our business since I started. So selling 500 and unlocking a first line bonus because you're sponsoring, so those people should be selling because you're helping them. Like, this is a no-brainer, okay? So then he went through, like, I'm only on one part. I'm on like a tangent tonight. Not a tangent, it's month end. I'm exhausted. You're exhausted. I'm going to probably be up till 3 a.m. So I may as well do this live. So Millionaire Influences. So Millionaire Influences, their team so anyone who's a millionaire in network marketing, so this is again, back to Eric Worre, anyone who's a millionaire in network marketing has 25 influencers on their team. Now, in our business model, I would say 25 influencers in your front line would be ideal, that are elite status or blacks, or exclusive status. So anywhere from green to black, if you've got 25 girls like that, you should be a millionaire. That should happen. So again, is it easy? If this was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be black status. Everybody would be successful. It's not easy, but it's simple. And a lot of girls just fall off the bandwagon because they have all sorts of, self-doubt. Okay, sorry, I just saw something. So they may have self-doubt. They may have fear. They may not believe in themselves. They may not, believe that they can sponsor anybody. They may not believe that they can do this. And I'm telling you, you are the only person holding you back from this business. There's nobody else. I'm here as a sponsor for everybody on this downline. I don't care where you are on my downline. If you're in this group, you're on my team. If you need help, if you need a kick in the pants, if you just need some love, then you message me. That's what I'm here for. And that's what you're there for all of your girls. You shouldn't be signing anybody up unless you're going to love on them and make sure that they're doing, not doing well, because you have nothing to do with someone else's success. You have nothing to do with that. You cannot motivate someone. You can only influence and inspire them. Okay? I am a firm believer in that. You are never going to motivate. I have 325 personally sponsored summer roll-ups, yes. But out of those 325 personally sponsored, 18 girls have made, on my front line, have sold $125. Out of 320, is it recording? Okay, we're back. If you're stressing about having 3 people on your team, 3 people, and none of them are working, and I have 325 people on my front line, and 18 of them are working, I don't, this 3 people is not going to get you anywhere. You need to find new people. Not everybody's going to run with this business. So I'm going to give you some stats. So hard work, promotion. So I'm just kind of going through my notes. 6 figures takes hard work. This is not easy. This is an everyday commitment. 100 to 500K a year takes duplication. So you need to teach your team. If they're like, I don't know how to sponsor. Sponsoring is not hard. It takes practice. It's not something that's going to come like that. If you're not offering every customer, you have the opportunity. We're not selling the kit. We sold the kit last month. I don't suggest selling the kit now. It's not a sale, so that's why I was selling it last month. But this month, you want to sell, you should always be selling the opportunity. That's what you're selling. You could sell products. Products are easy to sell. I threw some brown mascara on my eyebrows today. They are bomb. That's an easy sell. Like, this is the best brow gel I think we've ever had. But to sell the opportunity is a totally different mindset shift. You've got to be building a relationship, be a real person. So you need to think bigger. I loved this. The world is not served by you playing small. So many of you, honest to God, and I ended my convention speech with the fact that I wanted you, just conveniently, I'd already written that, and then I went to Eric Worre's training, telling you guys that you are all worthy of massive success. So you need to think bigger. There's no reason with you playing small. Why don't you want to be black status? I watch so many girls that are literally complacent in the status that they're at. And you're going to be like, oh no, I'm not happy at yellow. I'm not happy at pink status. I want blue. Okay, then what are you doing to get there? How many people did you sponsor this month? How many parties did you have? How many sales did you make? How hard are you working? How much are you pushing yourself? Because I can't do that for you. I can't push you to do the work. You have to do the work. I've given you every resource that's possible to find that work and to figure out how to do this business. Every single thing you could think of. And there's always things that we're rethinking of. This 90-day slay. Yeah, I heard about it last year. Wasn't really my thing at the time. It was like, I was not a task list person because I already knew what to do. This 90-day slay has made my girls accountable. The girls that are doing with it are going to be accountable. We have a chat, and it's embarrassing to see how few of you are doing it. But again, I'm going to be with those girls until 90 days, the ones that last through it with me, because as a leader, you should be doing things with your team. Then we're going to be like, these are my results. I had girls write down how many friends they had when they started. So if you decide that you're going to watch this and decide that you're going to start tonight, write down how many friends you currently have, how many followers you have, how much lifetime sales you have to make it easy for the 90 days, and how many on your team, I think was the other thing that I wanted you to write down. And go for it. Go try this, okay? So you need to think bigger. The world's not served by you playing small. Stop feeling guilty about wanting to be a millionaire. Stop feeling guilty about wanting to be amazing at this business and make lots of money. Why do you feel guilty about that? You should feel no guilt about wanting to build the best life possible. So I think, and I kind of tried to touch on this in my convention speech, but I didn't, I had to cut out so much, but I really believe, in all honesty, that a lot of people feel pressure, they feel like they don't want to push this business a bit further based on what people are going to think about them. And I know it's hard. I get it. I have people at work that are like, whoa, what? They look at my car that I drive and they assume, they're like, oh, you must be quitting teaching. No, I love teaching, but I mean, I'm judged all the time. I know people talk behind my back. I know that I have, people that will judge me, but I don't care. Judge me all you want. You are not paying my paycheck. You are not giving me what I need, which is the ability to help as many women be successful in this business as I possibly can. So if you want to judge me based on the things that I bought for myself, I didn't do this for those things. Those things came because I'm helping other people. That's the difference. I want to be an influencer because I want to show people how to do this and I want to help them. I have material possessions because I work my butt off and feel like I deserve them. I'm not playing small. Why should I play small? We're only here for a certain amount of time, right? So think bigger. And so one of the things that he had us write down, I don't qualify black status every single month because it's not easy. It's not easy to hit the top of the company. So we are, every single month this year, we have been purple status. And do I feel like a failure because of that? Not even for a second. I said to you girls in January, I will never see that circle that is the orange color again, because I believe that we are, I still believe that we're a black status team. We are a black status team. It does not matter. And I'm every every single day I am working to find the right people because I need runners. I need people who want this opportunity as much as I want it. And I've never stopped wanting it. I've never wanted to quit. And the biggest thing I can tell you is do not let people quit. That's not an option. You can't quit. If you're thinking about quitting, not an option. So hold on, I gotta get some more water here. If you are, 10 to 40K, why not? So be stronger. Be better than your Walking Dead team. I think that was like, he put up this picture of the Walking Dead and it was like the greatest thing. We were all laughing and we're like, he's like, is this your team? And it's like these Walking Dead people. And we're all like, obviously you're looking at the top leaders in the company laughing because we all know that we all have those Walking Dead people on our team. They like sign up and then disappear. Like, I don't know where they go, but they clearly don't go up. Be better than them. Who cares? They don't want the opportunity. You are not going to push that on them. You are not going to motivate them. You need to inspire them. So show them what you're doing. And if you're like, well, I'm brand new, I have nothing to show. Yeah, you do. You have to show that you are working every single day trying to change women's lives. You have to show your failures in order for your team to see your successes. I fail every single day. I send messages, I get no's, I can't do flash sales to save my life. I fail all the time. I have lots of Walking Dead girls on my team. I have lots of teams that don't hit every month, and like, I can't look at that as my own personal failures. I know that I failed. One of my biggest failures was between September and December of last year. I put sponsoring on the back burner. I didn't work on it at all, like I normally do, offering it to 5 people a day. Like, I just stopped. And then when January came, I always sponsor like 5 to 10 girls. Like, it's been like the best ever. Ever since I hit Black status, I have had the worst sponsoring numbers of life. So I sponsored, I think, 2 people in January. And between January and May, I think I sponsored like a total of 6 people. For me, that was like crushing because all I ever heard was sell 500, sponsor 3, you'll hit the top. That's all I ever heard when I started, and I was so defeated. I felt like a failure. But I said to myself every single day, I'm a sponsoring superstar every day. I know it sounds weird, but this stuff works. I was like, I'm sponsoring superstar, and I stayed consistent and I worked at it for 6 full months. When they dropped that kit price in July, I sponsored 22 people. So Eric Worre really emphasized with his training that, I think I'm jumping ahead, maybe not, hold on. So he really emphasized that, oh, I skipped a page. No, I didn't. No. You are, okay, hang on. I'm taking a moment here. So he said, your best bet, I don't know why, I just read this before the live and now I can't find it, but I think I know it, so it's okay. So basically, oh, here it is. So he says this 20 people in 30 days sponsoring challenge, and he's doing one in September. And a lot of teams are doing it with their teams. I need to look into it. I still haven't found like where they're getting this content. But anyways, he says you sponsor 20 girls in January, okay? So let's say you sponsor 20 girls in January. In February and March, you work at training those 20 girls on how to do the same thing, okay? So 20 girls in January, and then you train those girls in February, March, showing them duplication on how to do the same thing. April, sponsor 20 new. For May and June, you focus on training those girls. July, okay, July 22 people I sponsored. August, I've really focused on training those girls. I know who my runners are from July. And of 22, I think there's maybe 3, or maybe 4. And who knows who's gonna pop out of it, right? So there's 3 or 4 that I think I sponsored in July that I think are gonna run with the business. And September, I'm still gonna work with them because sales are gonna pick up huge next month. And then in October, I'm going for 20 and 30 days again because that's what you do. And then in November and December, you train them, and then it starts over. So what a great process, right? And if you're like, oh my God, well, I don't think I could sponsor 20 people. Yeah, I'm going to promise you right now, if you tell yourself that, you won't. But if that's your focus and you are constantly adding people to your Facebook every single day, 5 friends a day, non-negotiable, and you are reaching out to them, building relationships with the people that you've already built relationships with, because that's what you're doing consistently, then you can start offering the opportunity and not feel like a weirdo. Like, I've offered the opportunity to like 15, 20 new people. I even chatted with a girl yesterday whose sister, way back in the day, she's like, this would be a good opportunity for her. And I never connected with her. So I reconnected with her sister. Like, I will go at people in the most genuine way. But if you're not doing this consistently every day, you're never going to get good at sponsoring, because you're not being consistent and practicing. I'm not going to expect that I'm an amazing piano player if I'm not sitting down every single day and playing and practicing. That doesn't happen. Sponsoring, as much as it seems weird, is the exact same thing. So, a couple other things that he went bigger. Defense. Okay, so not building if you're gossiping. Okay, so I liked it. So be stronger, be better than your Walking Dead team. So just be better than the Walking Dead. If you got the Walking Dead on your team, be better than them. Who cares about them? Move on. Go on with your business. Find new people. You're not building if you're gossiping. I really like this. So if you're finding that you're spending more time gossiping in a non-productive way, then you are not building. You are not building your team, because you're wasting time sitting in chats and gossiping. Chats are not for gossiping. I am a firm believer in chats for building relationships, 100%. Asking for advice. If you need to vent in a chat, it better not be negative in my chats. We already know that. But if you need to vent, or you need to like express yourself, because we all look perfect on social media, then do it. But know that the chats are not there to gossip. They are there to help you build relationships, build connections, and build ideas with other girls. My best ideas have always came from other Black status leaders who are not on my team, or from my pacing partner, or from people that are my sidelines. I'm running a Sideline Pink group with Sasha right now. She has nothing to do. My team and her team have nothing to do with each other. We stayed together at convention. If you are not building relationships with other girls in this business, you're missing out. And you don't have to creepily like go find them. I offer that opportunity when I add you to my circle chat, and I watch people in my own circle chat sit in there like pylons, and I have no idea why they're even in there, because they never contribute to the conversation. They never share. They never want to be part of it. But then there's other girls that are getting it, and they're being leaders, and they're talking, and they're chatting, and they're learning. And those are the ones who are making sales, and those are the ones whose businesses are exploding. So again, don't be in there to gossip. Don't be gossiping with other people. You don't got time for gossip. Use that time as a consistent way to build your relationships. Flex that muscle if you know you have it in you. Okay, I don't know what that was, so I'm going to move past that. You need to move fast, okay? So in this business, all right, so I love this. So most would not last in a court position going as slow as some of you are right now. I want you to think about that. It was such a great analogy, because he's like, honestly, he's like, this business is like, this profession is fast. You can't really like decide that you want to like kind of work, or you're going to go slow, and it's a journey, and we're going to have fun. Those things are great, right? But if you really want to be successful in this business, you gotta work fast, and you gotta work hard, and you gotta just put your time in. But think about it. If you had to look at your month, or even this one, how much would you pay your team for the last 30 days of work they did? So like, let's say you were their boss, because he ain't their boss. But if you were their boss, like, there is a lot of girls on my team that would be making a big fat zero. But then there's some girls on my team that, even though their sales aren't crazy, their sponsoring's not crazy, I know they're working because I see them in my newsfeed, or they're present in the chats, or they're asking questions. I would still pay them. I would pay them because they're working. But if you look at how hard you have worked in the last 30 days, how much would you honestly pay yourself? It would probably be a staggering amount that is either really high or really low. So limiting beliefs, you've got to ditch your limiting beliefs with this business. You got to stop telling yourself that you can't do this. You got to stop telling yourself that you suck at sponsoring, you suck at training, you suck at selling. Stop with your limiting beliefs. Like, you can all do this. I came into this business, I had no experience, like zero. All I knew is that I got a makeup sale. I had no networking marketing experience. I had no following. I have built everything. I've built my team. I've built my Facebook. I've built my Instagram. I've built and built and built in 4 years. And I did it quite fast because success loves speed. So hold on. And Carly, who spoke at my talk, she talked about expectations and exceptions, and I loved it because things that are exceptions, yeah, something really traumatic happens to you and you need to take like a few weeks off for sure, but expectations, you cannot take time off and expect results. Like, you just can't. And as much as I've gone through a lot of stuff with this business, I've gone through things personally. I don't always share those. I'm actually, like, for a vocal person and a loud person, I'm actually quite private. I rarely post things about my personal life in terms of like my relationship and stuff like that. I don't know how I'll be when I have kids. I don't know if I'll want stuff on there all the time. Like, I'm very outspoken and I come on here and I love it, but I don't feel like I still can keep that personal side of my life personal. And you can do that too and still be relatable and still build relationships with people online. So I know that success, if I work 10 times the level that I'm working at right now, and I duplicate it better, because I feel like my downfall with the business is I don't see a lot of duplication, and I feel like maybe it's something I'm doing wrong, maybe I don't explain things properly, and I start self-doubting myself, and I have to stop myself. Because I know if I could find 4 elite leaders, then there's no reason I can't find 4 more. It just might take time, but I'm not taking time off in order to find them, if that makes sense. So stop with your limiting beliefs. They don't define you. They don't define who you are. So the story of your life is yours to create. I loved when he said that. I talked about the 20 and 30 days. You should map out your next 12 months. What's your active plan? What do you want to see for the next 12 months? Key performance indicators for mapping. So there's 3 key numbers, okay? So these are really, really important. So this is like getting to the major point. So the first thing, core pink status. You're seeing all sorts of leaders like all of a sudden talking about pink status more, and it's true. If you can hit pink, you can hit black. And I've heard this analogy numerous times over the course of my business, but if you can hit pink status, you can hit black status, because if you're hitting pink, you're teaching duplication, you're teaching sales, you're teaching sponsoring, and that's what you need to be teaching, okay? So rank a person can hit in the first 30 to 60 days is what every company is structured as, and pink status is that for us. So go back as far as you can. How many do you have on your team? So it depends. This is more for the leaders. And ask them who wants to go pink. So we did that. I posted that during this talk in our group. I posted during the Eric Worre Talking Convention. I said, who wants to hit pink status next month or this month or whatever it was. You need to find super recruiters. Okay, so here's some like really important stats. 70% of people who you sponsor will never recruit anybody. And that's 100% valid. I can look at my own downline. 90% of real estate agents never sell a home. And 10 or more in their career is their total. Okay, so if you can think about that stat in comparison to what we do, 90% of real estate agents never sell a house. 10 or more in their career is like a really good number. So you need to find super recruiters. So it is under 2% that you are in trouble. You're not growing. So if you look at your downline and less than 2% are super recruiters, your business is not growing. If you've got people on your team that are not sponsoring, then you are not growing, okay? And then the last thing he said, the third thing is convention attendees. He said that we suck. Our numbers are way too small. You grow so much at convention. And I go over this every year. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little disheartened this year to see how low our numbers were of people getting themselves to convention, especially because I was speaking and I felt like I would have loved to have more of my team in that room. But don't get me wrong, the amount of people that have reached out to me, Y Sisters, since then has been unbelievable. But every convention I've gone to, and I've gone over this every single year. My first year I was orange. By November I was purple. My second year I was purple. By the following convention, March, one convention, not even. So I was orange, first convention, purple, second convention. By my third convention, I was black status. And then my fourth convention this year, I was still black status. Was I black status level 1? No. I know that I need to grow my team more. I have to grow. So I know how hard I need to work in order to get there. So relationships. He talked about relationships. I talk about relationships all the time. Like, that is the key to this business. You got to have relationships with your team. You've got to have relationships with your customers. You've got to have relationships with everybody on your Facebook, okay? Because even if that person doesn't want to join, they might know someone who wants to join. They may have a friend who wants makeup. They may want to buy something for somebody. Have a relationship with everybody around you. It does not matter. You need to book in boundaries, okay? Book boundaries. Familiarity breeds content. Okay, so I don't know what that one is. Hold on, let me think. So so I think he was talking about, like, when people become familiar with how to run this business, they become more content, more happy, so then they want to do it themselves. Don't be too buddy-buddy with your team. And, like, I go back and forth with this because, like, I love being buddy-buddy with my team. I have a problem with this. And I hear it over and over. Eric Worre says it. Deb Erickson says it. Stop being too much of your team's friend. Be a leader. And I think you can have it both ways. Like, I really do, because I really believe, and I've always learned from Natalie's training, like, she's friends with all of her leaders. Like, you're not going to be buddy-buddy with everybody on your team once your team grows large, because it's impossible to do that. But I do believe you need to be, like, close with the people. But it's not like, I feel like with the relationship that you have with the girls on your team, like, I don't need to reach out to my girls on my team, my leaders, every single day. Like, some of my leaders, as my team grows, they know what the heck they're doing. Like, I don't need to reach out and be like, hey girl, like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Like, I don't do that with my leaders. So I think I already do this in a sense. I think you don't need to be buddy-buddy with your team, but you can still love your team. And I think that's a big difference for me and my mindset. Like, I love my girls. Do I need to speak to them every day? Oftentimes I do, but not like individual messages. We have a group chat. Like, I feel like that is where I can connect. And a lot of leaders, like, not on my team, like, I am in my Black Status Connection chat every day, but I don't feel like I have to be in there. And you don't need to answer every question. I talked about this. Like, you don't need to be, the only way you're going to build other leaders, like in my circle chat, for instance, like, there's amazing girls in there. And as girls ask questions and get the answers, they're going to be able to answer other girls' questions. So I don't feel like I need to be in there every single day. I do check in once a day, and I'm like, is everybody good? Does anyone have any questions that they need answered? I am here right now because I'm not working all the time, and I'm going back to work on Tuesday, so I'm not going to be available all the time. So you've got to kind of teach independence. You've got to teach leadership with your girls. Turn off your phone and be present. I talked about that. Don't over communicate. I don't like, unless something's really important, and as you become a leader in this business, and especially as you push yourself to black, you end up learning a lot of things right away. Like, I knew about the skincare collection this morning. A girlfriend of mine was trying to order it with a girl on her team, like and I knew about that, but it wasn't necessary for you guys to run your business today if you didn't, like, because 99% of you, I know there was a few of you that did need that skincare collection, but 99% of you did not need that skincare collection today. So for me, I don't need to over communicate with you that it's sold out right now, because it's non-existent tomorrow. We have new collections launching tomorrow. So it's just important that you're not over communicating with your team. Like, if you hear something that's not crucial, and there's been a lot of things that were not crucial. The party plan. I've known about the party plan for a while. I did not mention that, but then other leaders started posting it. Derek mentioned it, how they're taking away, like doing unlimited parties, which is so smart. And I'm not going to get into that because he's going to do all sorts of training on it. But yeah, you can give me bonuses any day over like Cash and half off items. You don't need them, and you can still earn them with your one party a month. Most companies, you're allowed to do 2 parties a year, okay? So please, like, think logically on this. Open parties for your customers, get them products, get them hooked, and get them signed up. Like, so much smarter. Anyways, over communicate, don't be close, don't be too close, be a leader. I think he talked a lot about that. Don't have a bad day unless it's on purpose. Oh, I know what he's talking about. So if you're having a really bad day, like, we know not to vent on our walls. Like, it is the worst thing you can do for your business to vent all over your wall. It just makes you look like a negative person. It really does. It doesn't look good. It is very rare. I don't know the last time I would vent on my wall. If you need to vent, you go vent to your sponsor. I don't even like it in group chats. Don't have a bad day unless it's for a purpose. So maybe you had a really bad day. I shared my really bad few months with you about how I was in like a serious sponsoring drought. And that's what it means by having a purpose, right? So if you have a bad day or a bad week or a bad month or a bad year, use it as a purchase, use it as a purpose, as a teachable moment, rather than, crushing your business because of it. Okay, problem solving. Problems are always going to occur, guys. You're going to have problems every day, right? So the skincare collection being sold out, there's a problem. I'm a problem solver. Then if I had customers waiting to the last day to buy it, that really sucks that they had to wait to that last day. But again, in my problem solving head, I would have just said, well, you know what? Stuff's been on back order for months. Chances are it's going to sell out. There's going to be a point where they're going to have to cut it off. Like, get it sooner than later. So anytime you're like, oh man, like, if something happens and nobody died, everyone's gonna be okay. I think that's my biggest piece of advice. Like, literally, unless someone has died or something has happened that's so traumatic, like, there's a solution to every single problem. So yeah, you may need to reach out to your sponsor to be like, what do I do? But if someone comes to me with a problem, like, I don't have time, I don't have the money, I'm too busy, I'll give you a solution to your problem. But if you give me another problem to the solution I just gave you, you are not a problem solver, and you are not going to excel at this business, because you're always going to be solving problems. Like, that is what I do every single day. I can't, if you are not in control of the situation, like, I can't control the skincare collections being gone. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, I can't control Derek's decision to only allow us to have 1 party a month. I can't control that. I don't know what to do for you. You want to complain, you can go to your corporate office, you can go to the idea, and you can complain there. I'm too busy. Like, I am too busy. I'm too busy for complaints about things that should be problem solved by people on this team. And it happens with every team. It's not like we're like an anomaly. And actually, I think we're really good. I was saying that to Deborah today, and I'm like, you know what? When, excuse my language, S hits the van with other company or other groups or other leaders, S hits the van with these teams, it's like chaos. And I'm like, feel so sorry for these leaders. Because a lot of you guys are already problem solvers. You really are. I said that to Deborah. I'm like, you know what? I'm really lucky. A lot of times my team doesn't hear things they don't need to hear. And if they do, it's not like this big blow up. And when it is a blow up, I help deal with what I can. But like, I'm really proud of you girls, because like, I'm sure that a lot of you get this information, but you don't always come at, me or come at anybody on this team or your elite leader, because oftentimes anything that's a problem with the company, back orders, stuff sold out, like, what's the point in coming to your sponsor to complain about that? Go sell the 300 other products that we carry. Like, who cares? Be happy our products are selling out. It means they're amazing. And you know what? They're all going to come back. When our foundation was sold out for 6 months, guys, 6 months, in April, when that foundation came back, we did $13,000 in organza alone in a day. Like, I'm like, please put everything on back order. Do you know how much money you are going to make, your team is going to make when that skincare comes back? Do you ever think of it that way? So like you need to be like business smart a little bit too, right? Like, yeah, it sucks that skincare's out, but guess what? Everybody's out of skincare right now. So everyone's gonna need a refill, and you're gonna be there taking pre-orders, getting ready for those things coming back. Like some are coming back as early as next week. Like I've got a detox mask that's on, I've already ordered, that's coming back September 7th. Like, be your problem solver. All right, and know that it's going to make you more money in the long run. Okay, I think that was it. I hope if you guys have any questions, post them below, because I know most of you are not going to be on live. What day is it? Friday night. Here's my Friday night, working my butt off. It's month end. Go get those promotions. I know a lot of you are working really, really hard. Some of you are still pushing for green, pushing for pink, pushing for whatever promotion you're pushing for, and I'm here to cheer you on. If you need questions, I'm here all night. I will be now going back to writing my convention speech, my Empower You speech, which I'm super excited to do for you guys. So I love you. Thank you so much, and have a great night, guys. You can do this. Push, push, push. September 1st, fresh start. Eventually, you are going to be where you need to be, but you got to put in 10 times the effort, okay? See you later.